Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Of Bricks and Dragons. Um, Here we are. We are in May, and we are getting closer and closer to May the 4th. So, trying to have more of a Star Wars theme for the month. We have two spider droids that I had just gotten in. So this is by the same company that I had the destroyer droids. This is all mock builds. I got these off of Amazon, so if you're looking for these, that's where I got them. I don't believe these were very expensive. I believe they were fairly inexpensive. So I have the same, two of the same droids. They came as a 2-pack, but here again, I did make a slight modification to it. You can tell me how you feel about it. I think I might stay with my modification. I think that works a little bit better because I don't really like how this sits. It's just a little off to me, although that may very well be a little closer to what we actually had in the movie. So you would probably remember these at the end of Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Having the spider droids at the end when we're on Geonosis. We have old... depending on what series I've used him, because I keep using my same figure as my stand-in here. So it does work pretty good. I can drop the legs down here, or I can have the legs up a little bit more, depending on how you want to do it. These are pretty articulated. Now, when I was building the second one, because of having the experience of doing the first one, I think if this was a regular Lego set, I think they might have... Whoops. And then this came off. That is one other issue, and I'll try and talk about this here in a minute. The legs take up a lot of the parts because obviously, as you look at it, there's not much to the main core body, and it's really the legs. So... when I was putting the second one together, really I worried about getting all the parts for the legs, and once I got that, then I'm down to a smaller batch of parts. So trying to get everything else found and put together became a lot easier. When I was doing the first one, I'm going right through, and the issues I had, and it's the same thing for both of them. These are your instructions. So I'm getting older. My eyes aren't as clear as they used to be, and trying to see how this works here. If you're lucky, you're looking at this on a nice big screen TV, and I'm kind of playing with glasses, and then sometimes I got to lift up my glasses in order to see a little bit better. I actually looking at it through the camera here because I'm using my cell phone to record right now because I'm trying to figure out what the better camera would be for me. So we may end up doing this format for a little bit, but I think I think I can see it better going through the camera than I could just without the camera. So being some darker pieces, especially up here, that got a little challenging, and I'm trying to take a good look. And this is a very small, so when you look at our Lego minifigure, and here's my hand, it's not a very big piece of paper. So Lego, we have this nice big piece of paper that we can work with or whatever, so that works a little bit better there. But here we are. This is pretty much how they designed it. The only modification I made was just this. So instead of having an extra piece on top and then the guns, and that's how we have this one, I just decided I would take that down and just put the guns right on top of a little stalk, a shorter stalk here. And I think that works a little bit better. Now, the only issue I have is we only have the one stud to hang on to this. So if you're bumping around, and of course whenever I'm doing my videos, I'm always bumping into things and things fall off on me all the time, just like the gun did. Because when I'm recording, I'm usually manhandling these in ways I don't typically manhandle them. I just kind of put them out there and I don't really hit that. And I'm not a big one for putting glue in, so that may be another issue there. For people that glue these together and say, hey, this is not coming apart for anything, that's great. And you probably won't have the same issues that I do. And I'm trying to get the legs to go back here. Seeing that I don't typically glue things, I'm just going to run into this issue a little bit here and there. But like I said, if I'm using this as a figure, if we're doing like Star Wars as a role-playing game, or I'm just setting it up on a shelf, I think we're going to be perfectly fine. But when we look at the stock here, we have like the little grasper pieces. So it's one into the other, and I'm not a big fan of doing that. So if it doesn't bother you, by all means, go ahead and do this. If you're like me, then what I did is I just took all this out, and I just took this top piece and I put it there with the eye there. Otherwise, the build is very nice. I have no regrets on the build. It works really nice. The only thing that might seem a little off is the initial piece underneath here. But once you get this all bricked together, it is very nice and solid. So that's not even an issue. And like I said, it sits real nicely, and I'm trying to get it so he's sitting a little bit more. To me, he looks a little cockeyed, so maybe that's there. Now he looks like he's sitting good. Almost looks like he's about to pounce on him, so now I think our character is going to have to start running away. But again, it's not a very expensive set, so if you're looking for some of these as a mock build, it's a pretty decent build, pretty decent set. Trying to see here, so I just so this is from China. This is one of the bags that the sets came in, and let's see here. All right, so looking at this, I have 3 of these, so that would be our destroyer droids, and then this would be our crab droid. So it's one of those things of, I don't know if this helps anyone. I don't really see a name on here, so when I was looking it up, I just, oh, Mooxi, so Mooxi building blocks. So if you're looking at any of this, this is who's doing it. Like I said, I found it on Amazon. So if it's something that interests you and you're kind of waiting to see anything on there, here, hopefully this helps you. If you look at this and say, no, you're going to pass on it, I'm happy to be the one to review it, to make you make one decision or the other. I don't want people to make, I'm willing to do this because I love the Star Wars universe, because it opens itself up, and especially because, for so many years I have done Star Wars as a role-playing game out of the old West End Games D6 version, which unfortunately I always find myself wanting to go back to, because it is a very easy system to learn. I have pretty much all the books, and I even have extra books to help try and create other games out of that game. So, and doing that system for well over 20 years, I think I have a little familiarity with it. Not saying I do all the rules exactly correct. I like to keep things kind of fast-paced, moving, so everything works. But having figures like this, because we just don't typically get them all that often, I think that's really nice. And if you're looking for trying to fill out your Separatist army, I think this works out pretty good. So here you are. Hope this helps you out at all. Hope you enjoy the video, and we'll see you in the next one.